You've probably heard her say she wants a nice guy, yet she keeps going back to the one who barely even texts her back. Why is that? Have you ever wondered why women behave this way? Gentlemen, there's a secret language women speak, a silent craving that most men fail to understand. These aren't the things she posts on Instagram. These are the deep, subconscious desires that shape who she falls for and who she simply forgets. Today, you're about to uncover 7 hidden secrets that women truly crave. Rooted in female psychology, filtered through the lens of Stoic philosophy, and delivered with a raw honesty most men aren't prepared to face. Miss even one of these, and you might be wasting years chasing the wrong path. Are you ready to stop guessing and start leading? Let's dive in. First, she craves emotional safety, not emotional chaos. Most men think being emotionally open means pouring out every feeling, fear, and insecurity. But here's the truth through a Stoic perspective. Women don't want to see you break down emotionally. They want your emotional grounding. She doesn't need you to be a robot, but she needs you to feel deeply without falling apart. A man who can experience emotion yet remain calm and steady is irresistibly magnetic. Why? Because in her chaotic emotional world, you become her anchor, the calm center she can trust. If your emotions crash like wild waves, she will steer away. But if you're the lighthouse, bright, stable, and unshaken, she's naturally drawn to you. And no, you don't have to move to Nepal, shave your head, and quote Marcus Aurelius while sipping herbal tea. Stoic masculinity is about staying centered in the storm, not denying the storm exists. She doesn't want you to hide your emotions. She wants to know you're in control of them, not the other way around. This builds a silent trust, and trust is deeply attractive. But if you think emotional safety alone will win her heart, wait until you discover what she secretly desires when no one's watching. Second, she craves masculine silence over empty words. You've probably been there. She looks at you and asks, "What are you thinking?" And you respond with the classic, "Nothing." Feels like a dead end, right? But here's the twist. That silence isn't a flaw. It's a hidden strength. Modern culture pushes men to be more expressive, more vocal, more open. But Stoic wisdom teaches the opposite. True power lies in presence, not performance. Women crave depth, and depth doesn't come from endless talking. So how do you unlock that depth and become the man she truly wants to follow? The answer unfolds in the next part, where we explore even deeper secrets about the silent cravings women hold close. Picking up from the first secrets about emotional safety and the power of masculine silence, let's continue to uncover more deep desires women secretly long for. That silence isn't just empty space. It's the powerful presence of a man who watches, listens, and understands more than he reveals. A man who carries himself with quiet confidence sends a clear message. You are stable, grounded, and in control. Let's be honest. If talking endlessly made a man irresistible, every podcast host would be a global heartthrob by now. Stoicism teaches a simple rule: speak only when your words are better than your silence. This kind of restraint creates mystery, and mystery fuels attraction. It's not about being distant, but about being deliberate. That silence becomes a canvas on which she paints curiosity, respect, and desire. But make no mistake, silence alone means nothing without the next trait. This is the line that separates a man she dates from a man she dreams about. Third, she craves direction, not domination. This is where most men get it wrong. They assume taking the lead means controlling or bossing her around. But true leadership isn't about barking orders. It's about offering direction with quiet confidence. Women are biologically wired to feel secure around a man who knows where he's going, not because he forces control, but because he brings clarity. Leadership isn't about being the boss. It's about being the compass. When you walk into a room with certainty, when you make decisions without hesitation, you become the calm center in her emotional storm. She doesn't want you to dominate her. She wants to trust that you won't crumble under pressure. When life throws chaos your way, you won't ask her what to do. You'll already know. And no, this doesn't mean you start calling her woman or pointing at maps like a Viking warrior. Stoicism teaches us to act with purpose, not force. The man who leads himself first becomes the man she's eager to follow. But leadership alone isn't enough. Without the next trait, even the strongest man becomes forgettable in her mind and invisible in her heart. Fourth, she craves emotional precision, not emotional dumping. There's a common myth that vulnerability means telling her everything, every fear, frustration, and late night insecurity. But here's the Stoic truth: it's not about being an emotional storm, it's about being a precise blade. Women aren't repelled by your feelings, they are repelled by emotional chaos. What draws her in is your ability to express yourself with intention. When you speak with emotional clarity, when you name what you feel, explain why it matters, and do so all while remaining composed, you create intimacy without instability. It's like this: a surgeon doesn't start slicing wildly, he uses a scalpel. So, how do you become the man who can express emotions with such finesse? This secret will be revealed in the next part, where we'll explore more essential traits that women truly desire. Building on the idea of emotional precision we just explored, let's dive deeper into how a man expresses his feelings like a true craftsman: intentional, sharp, and meaningful. Your emotions should be just like that: sharp, deliberate, and rare. Imagine you're seasoning a perfectly cooked steak. You don't dump the entire salt shaker on it, you sprinkle just enough. Unless you want her running for a glass of water or the exit. Emotional precision shows inner strength. It tells her, I've done the inner work. I don't need to unload everything on you. I'm inviting you into my world. This kind of communication makes her feel safe, seen, and respected. But even when you master your emotions, there's one thing she needs more than words, and most men completely overlook it. Fifth, she craves energetic leadership, not just physical presence. You might be in the same room with her, yet feel 1,000 miles away. Why? Because physical presence isn't the same as showing up with purpose. Women long for energetic leadership, that magnetic pull of a man who moves with intent, not laziness, who walks into a room knowing exactly why he's there, not just to exist, but to lead with presence. She doesn't want a passive passenger. She wants a captain steering the ship, even when the sea is calm. This isn't about being loud or dominant. It's about the energy you project, your body language, your tone, and your decisiveness. These subtle signals tell her, you're safe. I've got this. And no, you don't have to strut around like you're auditioning for a cologne commercial unless that cologne is called Stoic swagger. Stoic philosophy teaches us to act deliberately. Your presence should communicate purpose, even in silence. Because when a man carries that calm, commanding energy, she doesn't just notice him, she trusts him. But even with powerful energy, there's one secret ingredient that makes her feel deeply connected, and without it, everything else fades. Sixth, she craves attuned attention, not constant validation. Here's the trap many men fall into: thinking attention means validation. So they overcompensate with nonstop texting, showering her with compliments, liking every post like a devoted fan. But here's the truth: she doesn't want a fan. She wants a man who truly sees her. Attuned attention means noticing what others miss, sensing shifts in her mood, the subtle hesitation in her voice, the story behind her silence. You're not just reacting, you're reading between the lines. And guess what? That kind of presence hits deeper than 1,000 "you're so beautiful" texts. Because let's face it, if constant flattery worked, Instagram DMs would be full of happily married couples, not ghosted dudes and awkward emojis. She wants to feel truly known, not praised on autopilot. The Stoic man doesn't give validation for approval. He offers attention as a form of care, a quiet, focused awareness that says, I see you, even without words. This is the kind of attention that builds emotional gravity, the force that keeps her orbiting around you. But attention without the final secret fades away, and once it's gone, so is her desire. Seventh, she craves your unshakable peace. In a chaotic world, a man with inner peace is irresistible. Not because he's flashy, but because he doesn't flinch. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't react impulsively. He responds with calm. This peace comes from mastering your thoughts, your time, and your mission. It's the core of Stoic masculinity. A man who remains calm in the storm because he is the eye of that storm. And when a woman senses that peace, she craves it, not just because she wants it, but because she wishes she could have it within herself. You become not just her lover, but her sanctuary. Now that you know these 7 hidden cravings, the question is, will you embody them, or will you just nod and scroll on to the next video? Stoic Unlocked isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about becoming powerful in silence, presence, and purpose. If this video made you rethink even one part of how you show up, like it, share it, and hit subscribe because this journey has only just begun. Stay grounded, stay sharp.